Hello aspirants, welcome to my channel DrKPR Study. Today's lecture is on principles of development, characteristics and its various educational implications. This topic is also very important for the various examinations like Child Development Project Officer, Extension Officer, DSC, TET, UGC, NET, etc. And let me introduce myself, Dr. Padmaja Kullan, presently ICSSR postdoctoral fellow. Now let us see what is development. Development refers to a progressive and orderly changes that occur in an individual from conception to maturity. So it not only encompasses physical, cognitive, emotional, but also social changes. So an educator need to understand the principles of development in order to give age appropriate learning experiences to the learners based upon the various parameters. So development plays an important role in shaping the minds of the individuals. Now let us look into what are the principles of development. Development is continuous, that is, development does not occur in leaps but is a gradual ongoing process, and each stage builds upon the previous one. So what are the implications is, for example, if there is a delay in a earlier stage, that delay will continue in the next stages also. So one need to understand what are the various changes which happens in each of the stages, and in case if there is any development delays, these delays need to be addressed as an educator. And the next principle of the development is sequential, that is, it will follow a predictable sequence, and first this major milestone happens, next this milestone happens, like that. For example, in motor development, a child first gains control over the head, then trunk, then on the later limbs. So like that it follows a sequence. So the same is with the various skills as well. So now the next principle is development is predictable, that is, we can predict, like age specific, what are the developments which keep happening. So we can say that first the child will walk, then teething will occur. So like that these various changes are predictable in case of development, and the rate of development varies from individual to individual. Although the sequence is same, the rate at which individual passes through stages are different. That is, few children walk by 9-10 months, few children will walk around 14 months, some may walk even later. So like that each of the individuals will have their own pace of development, and these developments are influenced by the genetics, environment and the health of the individual. The next principle of development is interrelated, that is, physical, emotional, social and cognitive developments are connected to one another. If there is a delay in one area, this will be getting reflected in the other areas as well. And the next principle is development proceeds from general to specific. Children first show general responses before specific ones. Example, babies waves arms before learning to grasp the objects. Similarly, development proceeds from head to toe, that is cephalocaudal principle. Control of head comes before the control of arms and legs. Next, the development proceeds from center to periphery, that is proximo-distal principle. Development starts from the central part of the body, that is spine, and moves towards the hands and finger. Each child develops in a unique way, that is, individual differences are common and normal. No two children grow at the same pace. Development is influenced by hereditary and environment. Genetics set the potential while the environment influences the realization of such potential. Here comes the role of the school, the teacher, and the parents such that they can influence the environment for realizing the potential of the child. Coming to next thing is the characteristics of development. Development is multidimensional, that is, physical, emotional, cognitive, and social aspects happen parallelly but not one after the another. So, we should understand the development in all these dimensions when analyzing the child and its development. And the development is multi-directional. Some abilities improve while others may decline. Example, memory may improve, reflexes may slow down with age. Similarly, plasticity. Human development is capable of change throughout the life. That is, from birth to death, several changes happen based upon the various motivational factors and responses and adaptability to the situations in which the individual exists. Next characteristics of development is cultural and contextual. That is, development is influenced by cultural practices of the families, society, communities, as well as their socio-economic status and cultural practices. And the other feature or the characteristics of development is a lifelong process. That is, development occurs from conception to the death of the individual. Next, let us look into why as an educator we need to understand the principles of development. What are the various educational implications of this development? So, once you understand this development, its principle and characteristics, as an educator, you can develop age appropriate curriculum. So, designing a curriculum will be or should be in consensus with the development stages happening with various stages of the learners. For example, concrete example for younger children and abstract thinking for the older ones. Similarly, in several occasions, one need to cater to the individualized instructions based upon the various personalities of the learners. So, once one understands the principles of development, an educator can provide an individualized instructions. Once an educator understands the various development delays, they can intervene and provide the supporting environment such that the development milestones can be achieved without any delays, or learning difficulties can be early diagnosed and the learning difficulties can be addressed through the various support system like the teachers, school, and specially available trainings for the specially disabled children. As well as once one understands the principles of development, they can contribute to the holistic development of the learners. So, the teachers need to focus on cognitive, emotional, and social and physical development. So, one has to cater to the holistic development of the child, not just limiting to the knowledge aspects which is seen in the current educational system. So, as an educator, we need to focus on developing all the dimensions of the child such that the full potentiality of the individual can be extracted and useful for the societies. Now, if we understand these are the various interventions which can happen once we understand the development, the process in which the development happens, and what are the various stages of development. So, as an educator, we can provide a supporting learning environment like which will reduce the stress and fear of the children through various activity based learning like learning through play, exploration, hands-on activities, etc. We can also encourage curiosity and inquiry in the child, which will stimulate the thinking ability of the individual. And the development of the child can happen with the involvement of parents and society. Hence, the teacher should be able to guide the parents about development milestones and their role in the learning through various parent-teacher meetings and the various associations which happen with the teacher and the parents. Now, to conclude this topic is very important as several questions appear in the examinations. In the next session, I will be dealing with the previous year's questions which have come from this development and its educational implications. So, in order to conclude, I suggest that you thoroughly revise the principles of development, and these principles will help the educator to plan effective teaching strategies, promote optimal learning for the children, and provide a support and holistic growth of every child. It encourages empathy, patience, and responsiveness in dealing with the learners of diverse needs and abilities. So, if you like this content, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, and do suggest my content to your co-learners. So thank you very much, and you can follow me on YouTube DrKPR Study and Telegram channel DrKPR Study. Thank you very much, and wishing you all the very best for your future endeavors.